Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Black Ops Cold War in Depth. In today's episode, I'm going to take a look at damage increasing barrels and answer the question, are they worth it? The last set of barrels on almost every single weapon in Black Ops Cold War will give you increased damage, range, and bullet velocity, but only like a few percentage points of damage, but with huge downsides like lesser starting ammo, less in the mag, or really huge recoil penalties. So for the most part, I've steered away by these, but J-Hub swears by them. A couple of other gamers do. It's been recommended to me a lot. So today I want to take a closer look to see if they're worth it, and we're going to be taking a look at every single weapon. The short answer is sometimes, or it depends. Some guns get massive benefits from these damage boosting barrels, and some kind of get almost none at all. Before we jump into the stats today, I want to give a shout out to my own creator code. If you're still playing Black Ops Cold War or Warzone, you can use creator code DRIFTOR, all caps, and the O is a 0 for any of your in-store purchases, and that will support me. So every single weapon is unique when it comes to the high damage barrel. Some of them have damage bonuses of 3%, some of them have damage bonuses up to 24%, some have recoil penalties, some have ammo penalties, some have move speed penalties. They're kind of all over the place. So I'm going to break down each and every single weapon to let you know what it does on every gun, starting with the assault rifles. And I want to let you know that CoD usually does round up on the damage numbers, but a few of these are kind of odd, and their tested results were a little bit different than the on-paper ones. First up is the XM4 in the assault rifle class. It does nothing, no measured changes. This is one of the ones where mathematically it should do something, but when I put it in game, it didn't really seem to have any effect on the weapon, at least in terms of your shots to kill or range or anything important like that. The AK-47, however, which is the most of the gameplay you're seeing here today, got a massive benefit, reducing the headshots required to kill from 4 down to 3. Now, when I did my original guide on this episode, that wasn't the case, but after the headshot nerf, that makes the bonus damage Spetznas RPK barrel very, very clutch, and this will massively reduce your time to kill in certain engagements. On the Krig 6, you're going to get 1 less shot to kill at long ranges, which is nice, and it'll change up your head and body shot mix so that you only need 2 to the head and 2 body shots in order to kill somebody. Overall, I probably wouldn't go for this one, but it might work for some people. The QBZ only gets 1 less shot to kill at long ranges, which is kind of sad in my opinion. And the FFAR is kind of like the AK. It takes your headshots required to kill from 5 headshots down to 4 headshots, which is kind of nice. This further reduces the time to kill on this weapon and makes it far more competitive in that AR SMG hybrid role in close quarters combat, albeit it makes the recoil very miserable, but for some of you it might be worth running. The other one that might be worth running is the Groza. The damage increasing barrel will give you 1 less shot to kill at long range, and like the AK, it'll take your headshots from 4 to 3. Now the Groza shoots really fast, so this will be an extremely fast killing weapon with those 3 headshots if you land them. However, the recoil is going to be terrible. Its base recoil isn't as nice as the AK, so the barrel on it will be gross, but my god will it be a fast time to kill machine. Moving into the submachine guns, the MP5 gets some minor bonuses. You get 1 less shot to kill at long ranges and 1 less headshot to kill in its intermediary or medium range, which is about 15-16 meters out there. So you kind of get like medium moderate benefits on the MP5. The Milano gets a very minor benefit, 1 less shot to kill at long range. I don't really think the weapon is made for long range, so that's not going to matter to most of you. AK-74U gets 1 less shot at long ranges on this particular weapon with the bullet velocity and its assault rifle, hybrid nature. Not bad. And you get 1 less headshot in your headshot body mix up close. So 1 less headshot plus a few body shots required to kill in close quarters combat, which might be quite nice for you. The KSP, the burst submachine gun, gets 1 less headshot to kill at long ranges, which is not very helpful, but it makes sense because this is an extremely high damage gun anyway. Putting a damage boosting barrel on there and getting too much bonus out of it would make it absolutely broken and ridiculous, so I stand by it not being very useful on this weapon. On the Bullfrog, I didn't seem to help anything. I checked the numbers, I played around with it in game. Maybe I missed something. When I run the high damage barrel, it feels good. It subjectively feels better, but I'm not really able to measure or math out anything, so maybe I've missed something important on this one. And the MAC-10 perhaps gets the best benefit of all the submachine guns. You get 1 less headshot to kill at close range, which is godly, and 1 less shot to kill at medium range if you're hitting body shots. The improvement to the MAC-10 is ridiculous if you're able to hit those headshots. You can just push that time to kill down even further and truly delete people in Black Ops Cold War. Speaking of deleting people, let's talk about the tactical rifles, because that's where this kind of gets crazy. The Type 63, mathematically speaking, you only get one less shot to kill after 100 meters, so that's all you're going to get. However, you do get a pretty massive damage boost. It's a very high damage weapon, so even when you're cranking damage, I think it's 16-20% on this one, something like that, your shots to kill don't change, but the amount of like damage that the body takes is really, really high. So if they're on fire, if they've taken a shot from the teammate, if you're mixing up with crossfire, it might add up. The M16 is an absolute monster onto its own. I'll probably have a video on this one hopefully tomorrow, but with the M16, it's one less headshot to kill up close, making it a 2 headshot kill with the high damage barrel, which means that it will kill you in about 3 or 4 frames if the enemy hits headshots. That is insane. That is ludicrous. That is, if you want to sprinkle in a little bit of lag or server desync or whatever, that's just going to shred people. It's bonkers how powerful the M16 is with the high damage barrel on it. The AUG, however, not so much. All you get on the AUG is one less headshot to kill after 45 meters, which I gotta say, I'm not very impressed by. DMR 14 is pretty similar to the regular Type 63. You get one less headshot to kill after 100 meters. Big whoop. Even though it has a 24% overall damage boost to the weapon, it's already such a high damage weapon, it's not really changing your shots to kill. But if you're shooting at enemies that are weak or crossfiring with teammates, that 24% might make a difference because you're just chunking people at that point. With the Stoner 63, I was not able to measure an effect. I'm not sure what it does. Maybe I messed this one up too along with the Bullfrog, but it doesn't seem to do anything. The RPD is just one less headshot after 100 meters, which is basically useless as far as I'm concerned. However, on the M60, it's very nice. You get one less headshot to kill, and that makes it a 2 headshot kill. It puts it up to like 77 damage or something like that. So you can 2-tap people up close. The M60 is a slow gun, slow aim down sights, slow, time to kill. And actually, the time to kill if hit body shots is pretty mediocre, or medium, I should say. But this makes it shred. If somebody challenges your head glitch, you can just 2-tap them to the head and delete them up to like 100 meters. So it's really good on the M60. The 1911 gets a pretty good bonus. You get one less headshot up close, which makes it a 2-tap to the head. This is one of the reasons that the weapon is not allowed in competitive play. And I talked about this on In-Depth. I don't run the bonus damage barrel because it really nukes the recoil and makes the 1911 hard to use. However, if I'm going to go a little bit closer to where the recoil doesn't matter too much, being able to 2-tap to the head is a really, really nice benefit. Same with just the fact that it's dealing like 78 damage, so if the enemy's weak, I might can just 1-tap them. The Magnum has a couple of changes. None of them are great. You're going to get one less shot to kill at really long ranges, one less headshot at long ranges as well, and a really nice high damage boost overall. This one's like another 18 or 20% or something. So while it's not changing your raw shots to kill in a lot of engagements, you are cranking out damage just like with the DMRs and, long rifles in the game. The Diamatti was very, very simple. One less headshot at long ranges. That's kind of a big whoop. I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot on the Diamatti. Maybe Akimbos if you're just trying to crank out damage on zombies or something, but I don't think it's the best attachment for that weapon. So after going through all of this, I'm going to recommend weapons where it could be worth using. Do keep in mind that when you run this, you are almost certainly going to be taking a major accuracy penalty. The weapons are going to be harder to deal with. In some cases, perhaps movement speed or ADS or something like that. You're going to get range and damage and velocity bonuses, but probably not as good as other attachments. And quite a few of these give you smaller magazines or less ammo in reserve, so you'll need to run bigger mags or something that has additional reserve ammo. There's a lot of downsides, and the recoil one is one that pushes me away from this for a lot of guns. A lot of the guns already have like high recoil, so adding more recoil is pretty brutal. So let's take a look at assault rifles where it could be worth using. Number one, in my opinion, is going to be the AK-47. It just goes from 4 to 3 headshots if you are good enough to manage the accuracy. And the AK-47 is a pretty accurate weapon in general, so it doesn't hurt it quite as bad. But if you can manage that, you can really shred some people in certain engagements. 3 headshots to kill is very, very fast time to kill. It has good performance. Is it the best? It kind of depends on your playstyle. The Groza has nice benefits. You get that one less shot to kill at long range, and like the AK, it'll go from 4 to 3 headshots, so it'll shred people very quickly. Unfortunately, it's going to kick like a mule as well. It's not, the Groza's not as kind as the AK-47, so you're really going to struggle to get those headshots. And the same story with the FFAR. You get one less headshot to kill, you drastically reduce your time to kill, which is great, but the FFAR already kicked a lot to begin with, so this is going to make it far less useful at long ranges. When it comes to the SMGs, the AK-74U might be useful because you get the less shot to kill at long ranges, and it helps your headshot body shot mix. Maybe not the most helpful, but it's workable on the AK-74U. Where I think it really helps is the MAC-10. One less headshot to kill on the MAC-10 on an already very fast time to kill weapon means that if you can control it, if you can set up right, if you can get people in the right range, you can pretty much delete them. So that's very, very good. When it comes to the tactical rifles, really the M16 stands the king. He just stands alone at the top of the throne of under a pile of bodies. Like, being able to two-tap with the M16 is insane. I'm going to work on an entire video on that tomorrow. It's just bonkers how strong the M16 gets. And then finally, it's also worth using on the M60 and 1911 pistols. It makes both of them kill in 2 shots to the head, not quite as fast as the M16, but perhaps more reliably and predictably given their recoil patterns. And it's really nice on these guns. Do keep in mind that Warzone is entirely different from this. You're not going to be getting these bonuses in Warzone. This is just for regular multiplayer in Black Ops Cold War. And the damage barrels might also matter in Fireteam Dirty Bomb if you're fighting a bunch of armored people and you just need more raw damage output. So I hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.